Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back inside the legendary Memorial Arena here in Penticton as we get set for this U15 Division II Western Championship round-robin matchup between the Star Hockey Academy and the Okanagan Hockey Academy. Joey Pitt coming to you live here for Flow Hockey. Second round-robin matchup here in Division II action. Just about 25 minutes ago, we wrapped up the first game in the round robin, which was a 6-0 PCHA victory over the North Shore Warriors. Underway here, OHA wearing their red jerseys with white trim have the puck in the attacking zone. Here's a long shot from the line that'll be deflected wide on the way through. Then DeLegion goal for Star in this hockey game. Jonah Gamble between the pipes in this one for OHA. On the other side, Henry V. Defensive zone face-off win here for Star. They'll look to work this puck out. Puck will be fired back to the line. There's a long shot from OHA, blocked in front of the net on the way through. Taking that one back now. Noguchi lost the handle on it. Now trying to muscle this puck back the other way. 1-on-2 was Kieran Kirkpatrick, but he'll be stopped up. Jad Hale in there on the forecheck on this one. Puck will be fired up the left wing. Nobody home. Hustling back to play that one is going to be Booth, and that will be enough for an icing. Minute 12 gone by here in the opening frame. Round robin matchup. U15 Division II action here at Memorial Arena. Face off to the right of Jonah Gamble. Here they come out. Stretch pass onto the near side for Bowen. He's going to win the race, beating out this icing call. Bowen around behind the cage. He's sent into the boards. He's still on his feet now, trying to kick that puck loose. Comes into the slot. Fortin takes the shot just wide on the glove side. Puck dumped in there now by Muir. Comes back for Fortin. D-to-D. Barch flips that puck in on goal. Blocker down by Veith. Leitner dances it into the slot. Long shot from Walgren. Turned aside. Rebounds loose in the blue paint. And the referee lost sight of it, so that will be a whistle. Face off in the Star Academy zone. Offensive zone win for OHA. They'll look to set this thing up. Walgren, backhand pass into the far side. Leitner's after it there. Leitner trying to dance his way to the front of the net. Can't get it to go. Chance out of the zone now. Here comes Truman Wilson. Flips out to center ice. Jeffrey Yu gets that one into the left corner. Fortin back behind his goal to play. Fortin up the far side for Walgren. Walgren weaves his way through neutral territory. Backhands that one down the far side. Wall ends up hitting a skate. Now here is a chance in on goal. Fired there and swallowed up. Good save made by Henry Veith. Here's Fitzgerald trying to bounce one in on goal off the draw. That'll be cleared aside. Now a long shot from the far point. That's well wide of the goal off the stick of Walton. Fitzgerald again, centering pass. That'll be knocked loose in the blue paint and smothered up by the goaltender. Vincent Biro, a couple chances on back-to-back shifts here as he works the puck towards the front of the goal. Face-off coming up here. Underwood won that draw. Fitzgerald fires it wide on the glove side. Got underneath it a lot. Here's Underwood trying to dance to the front. Gets a return pass. It goes between his skate blade and his stick blade. Layer flips that out onto the far side. Biro back into his own zone to play. Lifts it into the opposite side. Fitzgerald, touch pass into the middle. Here comes Underwood, right circle, tries a shot that'll be deflected wide, bounces to the front of the net. They hook it for Biro, he can't find that one. Biro loses the handle on his stick. Now that'll be dumped down the ice there by Reagan Haggard. It's on goal, so there's no icing. Puck chipped down the wall. After it there, Verrier. Onto the near side, Rasmussen flips that puck down low. Now it's Mac Host. Host back down low, looking for Rasmussen. Verrier trying to knock that puck loose as well. Host for Rasmussen. Turn and burn shot out of the circle. That one's going to be blocked on the way through by Wilson and dumped out to center ice. OHA right back onto that puck. Pandachuk turns it over. Chance in on goal. Breakaway. Takes to the backhand. Off the post. That was Asher Keki, who beat the goaltender, but he rings it off the bar. Chance to dump back into the attacking zone there for Booth. He'll do so and peel off for a line change. Now it's Pandachuk, back the other way down the right wing. Sharp angle bit, save made, rebounds loose in the blue paint. Host jamming away, but that puck comes out. High off the glass on the near side is Kirkpatrick. Dumping it in is Haggard. Shots are 6-2 in favor of OHA. 5 minutes gone by in the first. We're still scoreless. Barrier around to the far side for Barch. Blaine Barch tried to clear that puck out, ended up in on goal, where it's turned aside by Gamble. Now Haggard. Near circle, shot on goal, stopped by Gamble, and he'll cover up for the whistle. 5:21 gone by here in the opening frame. A scoreless tie in a U15 round-robin matchup live at Memorial Arena in Penticton. This is CSSHL Western Championship playoff action live on Flow Hockey. Defensive zone win for OHA. They're going to start it back the other way. There's 4 of them out to center. Here they come into the attacking zone. Short pass, backhand chance, they score! Tepe Noguchi. A backhand shot across the goaltender, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Okanagan Hockey Academy. Tepe Noguchi, a nicely placed shot with that backhander. Firing it across Veith to make it a 1-0 lead. .532 the time of the goal, and a 1-0 lead for the Okanagan Hockey Academy over the Star Academy. Now Bodie Booth trying to answer back. He'll spike that puck in behind the goal. Puck pulled loose now. Noguchi gets that puck into the attacking zone, flipped towards the goal. After it down low was Pandachuk, but he couldn't find it. Now Muir trying to get that to the front of the goal. That one's going to be blocked. Now it's cleared high off the glass out to the blue line, and now it's forced outside by Asher Keki. Keki got it just inside the blue before it's stopped up and taken away by OHA. Near side half wall is Bowen. Bowen lifts out to center ice. Hale knocking that one down. He'll start it out of his own zone here. Here comes Jad Hale. Hale across the blue line, ended up running into 3 OHA players and loses the handle on the puck. Now Kirkpatrick throws that puck D-to-D. Harder throws that one down the ice, and that will be enough for an icing, giving us another whistle. Face off to the right of Veith. It'll be a defensive zone win here for Star. Kirkpatrick, near side for Star. Clears it to the line, knocked down by Muir. He'll lift that one down, though, bounces out of the corner, they score! They don't ask how, they ask how many. And it's gonna be Bates Walgren being the recipient of a favorable bounce off the old corner boards here at Memorial. And it's a 2-0 lead now for the Okanagan Hockey Academy. And that is home ice advantage there for OHA. They know the strange bounces that this barn can kick out, and they take full advantage of it there. Time of that goal, 6 minutes, 53 seconds. So OHA now has a pair of goals about 2 minutes apart here, or a little under a minute and a half apart, pardon me. First it was Noguchi. Then they get the latest one from Walgren. Puck will be bounced up the gut. Wilson onto it in neutral territory. He'll dump that one back in. Walgren into his own zone to play. Pratt standing guard at the top of the blue paint here. Walgren on the backhand. Dumps that one forward. After it was Underwood, couldn't catch up to it in time. Long stretch pass intended for Biro on the left wing is well out of his reach, and that'll be an icing call here against OHA. 2-0 lead now for the Okanagan Hockey Academy. Shots are 8-4, also in favor of OHA. Defensive zone face-off win for OHA. That'll be lifted out to center ice. Onto it there is Kirkpatrick, lifting it back inside the blue line for Star. He forced back out. Underwood onto it, lost the handle on it. Chance back the other way. Shot on goal, turned aside by Jonah Gamble, who covers for the whistle. Mason Leher having the look there. Face-off will be coming back to the left of Gamble. 8:11 gone by here in our opening frame. Behind his own goal is Pandachuk. Worked onto the near side point, held in there and dumped back down by Leher. Pandachuk pins up his man. Now that one's going to be banked out into neutral territory. Fitzgerald was after it, couldn't find it. Leher able to dump back in as he goes off for a change. Biro bumps back for Pandachuk. He's going to bobble that puck. Chance now for Park, drops it back. Fired on goal, wide on the short side. Rebound far side, fired on goal. And that one's blocked on the way through. It's DeLege getting in the way of that one. That'll be slapped down low by Quinn Underwood. Approaching the halfway mark of our opening frame. 2-0 lead for OHA. Barch, D-to-D in his own zone. Ryder Fortin gets that inside the blue line, sent right back out by Star. Now it's Host on the near side, he'll dump into the corner. Wilson back to play there. Rasmussen's in on the forecheck. Verrier, far side corner. Trying to feed that into the slot, nobody home. Fortin, near side. Verrier, near corner. He'll spin off a check, drops it back. Rasmussen, sharp angle shot off the outside of the goal. Wilson, he's hit by Rasmussen. Star sends that puck out into neutral territory. Fortin back to play to his own blue line for Barch. Fortin near side, lost the handle on it. Yu goes down low. He's going to try to chase down that puck against Barch. Then he gets dumped in that far corner off a big hit. from Reese Verrier. Now Host works that puck forward for Rasmussen. Trying to drop pass there for Verrier. It's out of his reach, cleared back out to center. Walton is there. Walton waits for his teammates to tag up as he dumps into the far corner. Keck misplays that one with the skate. OHA back in possession in neutral territory, but they're going to turn that puck over. Leher gains the line. Puck cleared to the line. Steingard knocks it down and fires it back down low. Walton able to spike that one forward. Max Chen feeds it onto the near side. Nobody home. Parks streaking back the other way. Fires on goal. Turned aside by Gamble. So able to fight that one off down in the butterfly. Verrier trying to start it back the other way. He'll get hauled down. Loose puck in the attacking zone as Bowen tried to storm that across the blue line. But that will be blown down on an offside. I thought they might have been able to say that that would have been waived, as that could have gone back into the zone off a Star player. But regardless, this one will be a whistle. Neutral zone draw coming up just in front of the Star Academy bench. Neutral zone win for Noguchi. Worked onto the far side, fired in on goal, and swallowed up for the whistle by Henry Veit. Delege firing the shot on goal there. Face-off will stay in the attacking zone for OHA. They're up by a pair. Offensive zone win here for OHA. Pandachuk tries a shot. That one will be deflected into the corner. Now it's Bowen, far side. Puck gets left behind. OHA has a lane to the front of the net. Noguchi was standing at the top of the blue paint waiting for a pass, but it never came to him. Here's Bowen, was looking the wrong way. He'll get decked from behind by Keki. And that will draw the ire of the official. We're going to get an offside, but also a penalty on the play, as it's going to be an interference minor against Keki. Now OHA will get the game's first power play, already up 2-0. Offensive zone face-off win for OHA. Here's Pandachuk up top, takes the shot, tipped in front of the net, they score! It is Rasmussen. It's a power play goal, 3-0, Okanagan. Cruz Rasmussen goes to the right place at the right time, the top of the blue paint on a power play. The long point shot gets sent on goal. He's able to deflect that one past the netminder. And 11:31 here into this first period of play. OHA seems prone to blow this game wide open. Rasmussen on the power play makes it 3-0. And OHA is 1 for 1 with the man advantage. Leitner across the line, right circle, tries a shot blocked by Wilson. He's back onto it far side. Leitner trying to throw it back up to the point. Here is Barch stepping into one, goes well wide on the blocker's side. Now Fortin trying to get that to the front of the net. It's blocked on the way through. Now Barch down from the blue line. Feeds behind the goal. Leitner holds. Looks for a centering pass. Goes back to the far point for Wahlgren. He'll spin away from a check. Wahlgren dances his way onto Main Street. Into the right circle. Tries the shot. Blocked on the way through by Leher. Leitner again, behind the goal here. He's got Wahlgren in front. Gets stick checked by Wilson. He's back onto the puck again in the corner. Leitner for Muir. Sharp angle shot, stop made, rebounds there. Another bid at it. They'll whack away, but it's covered up for the whistle by Veit. And Henry Veit is going to have his work cut out for him in this hockey game, as OHA has been buzzing. Shots are already 12-7 in favor of the Okanagan Hockey Academy. They're up 3-0. Latest goal from Rasmussen. Pandachuk registering the assist. Another offensive zone face-off win. Fired on goal by Pratt. It's fanned on heavily. Bureau looked for it in his skates, but he couldn't find it in time. Now Pratt hustling back into his own zone to play that dump in. Pratt starting it from behind his own goal. Stein grabs it on the forecheck, sent up the near side for Fitzgerald. He's bumped into by Harder. Park dumps that back inside the line. Pratt carries out from the top of the circle in his own zone. Fitzgerald near side, lifts that into the air, gloved down by Harder. Near side Park at center ice, he'll feed to the opposite corner as he goes off for a change. Walton will go back to play. Now it's a chance in front, fired just over top the net by Haggard. Chance on the far side, pulled off the goal line on a great defensive effort by Liam Pratt. Play's gonna roll on here. Haggard, near side, trying to dump that one down. Bounces into the slot, Fitzgerald's onto that puck for OHA, he'll start it the other way. Here is Fitzgerald, trying to go inside out on a defender, but that'll be stopped up and forced back out to center. Now here is Underwood. OHA firing that puck back down low. Puck will be bounced just out into neutral territory. Under 6 to go in the opening frame. A 3-0 lead now for the Okanagan Hockey Academy. Latest goal coming on the power play. Shot from the far circle, that'll go through the blue paint. Onto the near side, Pandachuk on goal, stick save made by Veith. Now another centering pass, loses the blue paint. Great save made by Veith. Sprawling down on his tummy, he kicked that out with the left toe. But a defensive collapse there for Star Academy as there was not one but two OHA players all alone at the top of the blue paint. Here is Host near side. Feeds that forward for Rasmussen. Already one goal in this hockey game. Sidesteps Park. Rasmussen, DDD pass, shot on goal. They score! What a play! Cruz Rasmussen makes a nice move, gets a nice feed across, and a beauty finish, a roof job from Ben DeLege makes it a 4-0 lead. 14:43 the time of that goal, and OHA is running away with this game. And this is very much a continuation of what we saw in our previous matchup here at Memorial, the first round robin game in U15 Division II action, which was a 6-0 win for PCHA over North Shore. Chance back into the attacking zone. Keki loses the handle onto the blue line as he went for that long shot. Now it's Chen trying to storm down the far side. Wilson will stop that one up. Now it's Noguchi, far side. Trying to knock that loose for Chen. It'll bounce between his legs. Haggard back the other way. Up the far side. Keki tried a long shot. That'll be blocked. The rebound will be fired the length of the ice as we get a whistle. 4:34 to go in the period. And it's a 4-0 lead for OHA. Face-off coming down to the left of Jonah Gamble. Offensive zone win here for Star. Harder just holds it in at the point. Dumps it down low. Fortin onto it there for OHA, but he can't clear it out. Yu onto that puck. Lost the handle. Fortin again. He's pinned up. Now Bowen has the chance to lift that one out to center. Noguchi was after it, lost the handle. Yu into the attacking zone, drops that one back. A long shot goes well wide of the goal off the stick of Leaf Steingard. Now Kirkpatrick through neutral territory onto his horse. He'll cut wide around his man, backhander on goal. Right pad save made by Gamble. Now it's loose down low behind the goal. Knocked loose by Blaine Barch. Onto the near side wall. Is thrown towards the goal by Hale. Now it's near side. Turned aside, rebound, another save. Hale gets another whack at it, and a good save made by Gamble. Play rolls on as it bounces out to center. It was Keki down there who got the first two cracks at it. Those were both turned aside. Then it was Jad Hale who got the third shot, and that was from distance. But Gamble was able to pop up that right arm. Now a chance back the other way for Levi Leitner. Leitner down into the corner, met by Booth. Leitner turning in the corner, trying to spin away from the check of Keki. Leitner, pass down the wall, that'll be taken aside and cleared around by Bresnahan. Onto the near side, Hale gets that out to center. Leher had it, lost it. Now it's Booth. Booth looking to skate this thing out himself. 2:41 to go in the first. Wahlgren chips that one forward for Underwood. He'll sidestep his check. Underwood turning in the far corner. Lost the hand on that puck. Chance back the other way for Park. Chance for a 3-on-3 rush as Park dumps down low. Gonna be played away by Pratt. Turned over. Park steals. Here he is down the gut. Takes the shot over top of the net. Loose puck. Underwood starting it back the other way. Here he comes on a 1-on-2 rush into the attacking zone. Gets caught in the trolley tracks with a knee-on-knee hit. No arm goes up on the play, but both men are up and seem to be fine. Now it's Wahlgren. Dances that one across the blue line. He'll be stopped by Wilson. Steingard trying to clear that puck out of the zone. It'll be held into the line. Bounce towards the goal. Played aside by Veith. Steingard again. Bounce to center. Delege back into his own zone. Pandachuk. Let's bounce into the far side. That's in on goal and covered up for the whistle. So Ben Delege, the latest goal scorer in this one, as he got a nice setup from his captain Rasmussen. That made it a 4-0 lead for OHA here in the first period of play. There's 91 seconds left in the frame. Verrier wins that draw. Biros trying to let that one go to the point for Delege. Delege, a long shot, that'll be blocked in front of the goal. Loose puck down low, Fitzgerald on net, good save made by Veith. Verrier around into the far corner. Minute 10 to go in the frame. Delege unable to hold that puck in at the line. Fitzgerald just now realizes it, so he won't go after that puck. Now it's Booth. Onto the far side. Chance out of the zone for Kirkpatrick. Onto the near for Hale. Hale tries a shot blocked on the way through by Pandachuk. Now Kirkpatrick far point. He lets go a long shot deflected wide. Final minute of the first period. Delege behind his own goal. Around to the far side, Verrier. Verrier clears that puck out to center ice. Now Hale onto it again. Bounces that inside the blue line. OHA more than content to just let the last 30 seconds of this first period of play trickle away with nothing in particular happening. Throwing forward for Fitzgerald. He was looking the wrong way. Pass is intercepted by Park. He'll be separated from that puck by Verrier, and it bounces in on net where it's covered by Gamble for one more whistle here in our first period. 14.6 left on the clock here. Defensive zone win for OHA. Here's Rasmussen starting out one more rush. 3-on-2 developing here. Rasmussen into the far corner. He's pinned up there by Wilson, and the last seconds will tick off here in the frame as we will finish period number 1 with a 4-0 lead for the Okanagan Hockey Academy over the Star Academy. OHA getting first period goals from Noguchi, Wahlgren, Rasmussen, and Delege. First period shots on goal were 17-12 in favor of OHA. And they'll hold on to this 4-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. You're watching the CSSHL Western Championship Playoffs live on Flow Hockey from the SOEC complex in beautiful Penticton, British Columbia. My name is Joey Pitt. We will chat with you in about 12 minutes' time for our second period puck drop. And welcome back inside Memorial Arena. 20 minutes gone by in this one. A 4-0 lead for the Okanagan Hockey Academy over Star Academy. as period 1 was all OHA. Goals from Noguchi, Wahlgren, Rasmussen, and Delege. Only one penalty in that first period of play, and it led to the power play goal scored by Rasmussen. Here's a long shot to start this second period of play, sticked aside by the netminder. OHA wearing their red jersey, shooting from right to left. Here's Host into the attacking zone, left circle. Fires off the crossbar and out. What a shot there. Just manages to stay out of the goal. Play will roll on here. Near side, Penticton throws back. Delege onto the far side. That'll be dumped into the attacking zone by Max Chen. Barrier. He'll steal that away in neutral territory. Works that back in on the far side. Now Chen again, trying to flip that puck down low. Ends up hitting a skate. Now it's Keki. Keki up to the red line. He'll be stopped up by a pair of OHA players. Far side for Bowen. He'll tip that puck down low. Another chance here. OHA firing that one down the left wing wall. Hale looking to stop that one up. Now that'll go down the length. It was tipped on the way through, so there's no icing. Gamble out of his goal to play. Nearly turned that puck over. It's loose on the far side post. They'll jam away at it. Loose. They score! Star is on the board. And it's a broken play in front of the goal, but it's going to be Jad Hale making it a 4-1 lead now for OHA as Star finds their first puck into the back of the net. Puck is just loose off that far side post, ends up squirting to the top of the blue paint, and Hale shoves that one 5-hole. So Star is on the board here. Time of that goal, 1:31. See if they're able to build off a little bit of momentum here. Pratt sends it over to the far side for Leitner. Leitner out to center and now the blue line. Into the attacking zone he comes. Leitner throws on the brakes in the corner. Throws back to the line. Long shot from Pratt will be tipped well wide of the goal. Wahlgren near side. Sidesteps a check. Looking to work it to the front of the goal. Lost it to Leher. Cleared to the line. Knocked down by Pratt. Muir had it in his skates, but it'll end up being cleared out to the center circle. Walton back to play. Ahead for Leitner. Can't get it inside the blue line. Following up is Walton himself to carry it into the attacking zone. Walton into the slot. Wahlgren, turn and burn shot. Hit his own man Muir in front of the goal. Leitner again. Fires that one down low as OHA completes a line change. Here is Kirkpatrick across the line. Drops it back for Leher. Dances his way into the high slot. Now the far circle. A backhand chance on goal. Pad save made by Gamble in the butterfly. Now it's Delege. Delege. Forward for Biro. He was looking the wrong way. Puck goes in on goal. Sticked away by the netminder, so there's no icing. Biro. Near side. Trying to go back to the point. Nobody home. 3:15 gone by in the second. It's a 4-1 lead for OHA. Thrown ahead, Biro touches that one back for Delege. Here comes Delege through neutral territory. Into the attacking zone, right wing, takes the shot from the circle. Knocked aside by Veith. Rebound is going to be cleared out to center. Barch is fresh off the bench onto that puck. Veith, D-to-D, Delege. Up the near side for Biro. Got as far as the blue line before it's sent back by Star. Now Delege will carry it through neutral territory. Bounces one in on goal, patted away. Rebound there for Fitzgerald. It's fired on goal and a pad save made by Veith. Puck comes on to the near side. Park has it knocked away from him. Park again. Feeds it far for Keki. He'll lift it out to center before he runs over his man in neutral territory. That was Rasmussen who took a spill. Now it's Park back the other way. Into the far circle for Keki. He'll battle with Barch, who comes out with that puck, swinging it around to the near side. Comes to the half wall for Kirkpatrick, but Rasmussen's able to bump it out. Here comes Underwood. Forward for Fitzgerald, try to get a stick on that one, ends up in the far corner. And now that'll be sent around the boards. Tipped on the way, so there's no icing. Gamble onto that puck behind his own goal. Sent onto the near side, stretched onto the far, but there's nobody home. That will be an icing called here against OHA, giving us a whistle. Defensive zone win here on the face-off for OHA. They'll start it from behind their own goal here. Barch nearly had his pocket picked on the play. Now Host sends back into his own zone. Fortin, round to the near side, Rasmussen. Rasmussen trying to get a step around his man, Kirkpatrick. Now Host will follow up, but that puck came outside the line. That will be an offside here. Neutral zone draw upcoming here, right in front of the OHA bench. 5:03 gone by in the second period of play. A 4-1 lead for the Okanagan Hockey Academy. Here's Host trying to jump ahead. He'll be hauled down. That will draw the ire of the official. OHA's headed to the power play for the second time in this game. And as Bresnahan touches up, we will get the call. Hager taking the seat here. OHA to the power play for the second time in this game. They're 1-for-1 on the man advantage. Rasmussen on a tip-in on a long point shot from Penticton. Here's Delege. His shot will go wide. Rebound will bounce into the slot. Comes back to the point for Delege again. He holds into the far circle. Fired on goal by Noguchi. That'll be turned aside. And now one's just going to come outside. Now it's Bowen into the near circle. He'll turn it to half wall, to the line. Delege. D-to-D. Noguchi. Back up top, Delege. Back down the wall, Noguchi. Noguchi up top to the point. Feeds near circle. This is Bowen. Bowen spins away from the check. Steingard watching him. Feeds far. Noguchi takes the shot, blocked in front of the net. Noguchi finds his own rebound. That'll be stopped by Veit. He'll recover back into the goal here. Delege back at the line. He's going to be forced to retreat out into neutral territory as Park was after him. 48 seconds left in the power play. OHA looking to quickly re-enter the attacking zone and set back up. Worked inside the line. Bowen and Chen will steal that puck away on the forecheck. OHA back to work here. Long point shot goes wide on the glove side. Chen after it behind the net here. Chen has it pulled loose now. Noguchi onto the near side. Bowen a one-timer attempt off the outside of the goal. Chen for Noguchi. Up top, Penticton. His long shot stopped in front of the goal by Chen, and then he got a shot off, and that'll be stopped point blank by Veit. Noguchi again into the slot. Leitner can't pull the trigger. It was blocked. Chance back the other way. Here comes Park in there one-on-two short-handed, and he'll get taken down on his way to the front of the goal by Lucas Penticton. And the loose puck trickles in on goal where it's covered by Jonah Gamble. 1 second left in the minor penalty being served by Regan Haggard. Haggard in the box for a trip right now. OHA about to fall to 1-for-2 on the power play. Offensive zone face-off win for Star. Here's a shot from Wilson. That one's going to be blocked on the way through. Haggard back onto the ice. Teams are at 5-on-5. Keki trying to dig that puck loose from the pile. Knocked out by Wahlgren. Onto the near side. Rasmussen spikes it to center ice. Dumped back in by Wilson. Pratt again behind the goal. Puck comes loose onto the near side. It's Ian Harder. He'll dump that back in. Gamble behind the goal to stop. Near side, Rasmussen. Rasmussen forward onto the near side. Wahlgren has it right in front of the bench. Wahlgren back inside of his own blue line. Turned over. Fired on goal by Yu. Glove down and played. Leher now on the near side. Knocked off the puck by Walton. Now Wahlgren will swing that around to the far side. Kecke's going to get to it first. Kecke knocks it loose in the far corner. Throws on the brakes there, trying to work that into the slot. Nobody home. 8:30 gone by here in the second. Near side, Walton in the circle. To center ice for Rasmussen. He'll tip that puck into on goal. Stopped up there by Veith. Now Leher, centering pass, fires, scores! It is Steingard. And Star cuts the lead in half. It's 4-2. Good feed from behind the goal from Mason Leher, and Steingard will pump this one through the goaltender. First of the postseason for Leaf Steingard. Time of that goal, 8 minutes, 53 seconds. And this game looked insurmountable at the start of the period. Now Star is right back into it. There's a long shot, glove down by Veith. They'll take the whistle. So OHA started with 4 unanswered in the first period of play. Now Star has answered back with 2 of their own. There's a long shot off the point. A long shot knocked down by the glove of Veith, but he couldn't cover. Now a chance at the far circle, fired off the post. Now their chance at the slot, fired on goal by Underwood. That's blocked by the pile in front. They jam away. Biro trying to go around the goaltender. Couldn't get that shot off. Now we have a delayed penalty on the play, and as it's a hooking call coming up against OHA. So Star, who have just scored the last 2 goals, will now head to their first power play. Hooking penalty to Vincent Biro. First trip to the man advantage here for the Star Hockey Academy. Offensive zone face-off win for Star. Leher sweeps that onto the far corner. Haggard's after it there. Cleared to the line, knocked down by Hale. Hale onto the right circle, Leher into the dot, lets it go, swallow it up. And covered by Jonah Gamble, who took that one right off the logo of his chest. Hit him right in the H of OHA. Defensive zone face-off win for OHA. They'll look to slap that one down the ice. That'll end up going onto the bench. And I think it hit Kecke right in the side of the helmet. Face-off will come back down into the OHA zone. Just about at the halfway mark of this game. 17 seconds gone by in the power play. First trip to the man advantage in this one for Star. Far side is Hale. His shot is blocked. Comes on in the near side circle. Leher. Up top. Kirkpatrick. Back for Leher. Near circle. His shot is blocked. Loose puck will bounce to the line. Knocked down by Kirkpatrick. Half wall Leher. Thrown down low. Haggard for Leher. In the circle. Up top, Kirkpatrick winds up, fires, pad save made by Gamble. The rebound sent down the ice. Now it's Leher, onto the left wing. Jad Hale drops that puck back. Hale from the half wall, sends it onto the near circle for Leher. Leher, his pass will go off the stick of Pratt. Far side Hale, behind the goal Haggard. Into the near corner, Leher creeps down from the half wall. He's onto that puck now. Switching with Haggard. Tries to center that one, blocked by Pandachuk, but he can't clear it out. Haggard again, feeds that puck into the circle, but it goes right to Wahlgren, who sends that back down the ice for this OHA penalty kill unit. 30 seconds left in this power play. Chance for one more setup here. This is Keki. Throws on the brakes outside the blue line. Drops it back for Harder. That's knocked off his stick back down the ice. Here is Wilson. Wilson starting it out here. Fires it up the left wing for Ian Harder. Harder weaves his way in on goal. Backhand pass across. They score! It's a power play goal. And it's Jeffrey Yu off a beautiful feed from Ian Harder. And just like that, Star is within one. Ian Harder, a beautiful setup here as he's able to walk his way through the slot, get past a pair of checks, and feed that across the goal mouth on the backhand. And Jeffrey Yu with a power play goal at 11:15 has the Star Hockey Academy within one. And Barge threw that one across, nearly had it intercepted right in the slot by Park. OHA is on their heels here. They need to get one in the worst way. Here's Rasmussen. Drops that one back for Verrier, and as they come across the blue line, that'll be an offside, giving us the whistle. Truman Wilson will register the secondary assist on that power play goal. Here's Rasmussen trying to tip that one through neutral territory. Leher stops that one up and fires it back inside the line. Now it's Booth in his own zone for Star. Gets it as far as center ice. Bowen is onto it there. Bowen loops back into his own zone. Finds Bart trying to throw it onto the near side. That'll go off a stick and onto the Star bench, giving us a whistle. Neutral zone draw coming up right in front of the bench. Outside the OHA blue line. 8:01 to go in the second period. Star has scored 3 unanswered goals to erase a 4-goal deficit. They're within one here. Booth dumps that down the near side wall. Gamble behind the net to play. And a chuck. Around in the near side, Delege. Half wall, Rasmussen. Trying to bank that one out of the zone. It goes up into the air. Verrier. Onto the far side, Delege. Delege gains the attacking zone now on the right wing, trying to cut into the middle. The puck will roll off his stick. Now Leher starting it back the other way. In for Hale. His long shot will be blocked by Handachuk. Now Leher back into his own zone, trying to stay away. That's Biros who sends his man to the ice. Long pass back up to the near point. Nobody there for OHA. Loose puck will ricochet all the way down the ice. Star on a line change. OHA looking to catch them on it. A long stretch pass tipped into the attacking zone by Bowen. Now this is Wilson back inside of his own blue line, starting it out. Wilson on the backhand lifts that into the attacking zone. Delege circling back, feeds up the right wing. Into the attacking zone is Mac Host. Dump down low, Wilson behind to play. Comes on to the near side. Steingart lifts to center. Walton back to play at his own blue line, send it up the near side. Steingart will get in the way of that one. Another clearing attempt up the near side, gets around Park. Walton back in the near circle of his own zone, stretches it onto the right wing. Good pass ahead for Host. Host walking in there 1-on-2, has the puck knocked off his stick. Steingart again, bouncing at the center ice. Walton back in his own blue line to play, throws that puck D-to-D for Pratt. Now that'll be dumped down the ice. Tipped on the way, so there's no icing. Leitner, fresh off the bench, trying to work his way into the high slot. Gets it onto the far side. Pratt couldn't do much with that puck. Park trying to work it back the other way. Pratt does a good job to lift his stick. Now it's pinned up just in front of the penalty box there. 5:55 to go in the second period of play. A 4-3 lead for OHA. Now a chance out. Here's Leitner. Cuts wide. Sharp angle shot. Left pad save made on the play by Veith. Now that puck will be lifted up into the air. And Fortin back into his own zone to play. Stretches that up to right wing, goes off the skate. Chance out now, Park. Into the attacking zone for Hale, and they're going to call that offside at the blue line, giving us a whistle. 5:16 to go here in the second period of play. A 4-3 lead for OHA. Seven goals in this hockey game so far, and I don't think we're done. Here's Barch in neutral territory. His pass across is intercepted by Hale. Down Main Street, he shoots, he scores! Second of the period. And Jad Hale ties the game for the Star Hockey Academy as they get 4 unanswered goals to eviscerate a 4-goal deficit. Jad Hale walking his way down the main street here at Memorial Arena. Using the defender as a screen, fires it glove side, beating Jonah Gamble. And with 5:03 to go here in period number 2, it's a whole new ball game. 14:57 the time of the goal. Hale unassisted. Now it's Wilson back in his own zone, feeds near side for Booth. Taken away by Leher. Leher back down the right wing. Drops that one back. Haggard far for Hale towards the goal. Stopped up. Rebounds loose. And that will be covered up. And the complexion of this game has completely changed. You remember when Hale scored at 1:31 of this second period of play, we said here on the broadcast, would Star be able to build off the momentum of that goal? 14 minutes later, we are tied at 4 apiece. Here is Rasmussen on the near side for OHA, starting it back the other way. Rasmussen, left circle towards the goal, that's through the slot. Pandachuk far side. Trying to shove that one back down low. Comes on to the near. Verrier. Half wall Rasmussen. Back down low Verrier. Has Host in front. Rasmussen creeps in front as well. Verrier. Stops up at the half wall. Feeds it into the corner. Hops over the stick of Host. Rasmussen jumps into the far corner to collect that puck now. Backhand pass back down low. Verrier has it knocked off his stick. Loose now for Booth. Works that ahead. Steingard pokes it out to center ice. Delege up the left wing for Verrier. Now it's Wilson. Can't corral that puck. Verrier again. Loses the handle a second time. Now that's lifted down the ice. Pratt onto it there. His clearing attempt is knocked down by Steingard, but he can't keep that puck in the zone. Chance back the other way now. Here is Pratt. Right circle. Lets it go well wide. Chen off the bench, dumps that one back down low. Park onto the far side, gets to the line, held in by Pratt. He'll slap that one back behind the cage. Noguchi. He'll take a bump behind the goal. Loose puck cleared out to center ice, dumped back in by Walton. 3:05 to go here in the second period, a 4-4 tie. Here's Bowen, taking it for a skate back into his own zone. He'll start it out on the near side, narrowly sidestepping the attempted big hit from Steingard. Now Bowen, down the gut, lets it go, just misses glove side. Loose puck now for Jeffrey Yu. He'll get double teamed. Loose one now comes out for Mason Leher. He's stick checked, falling up is Kirkpatrick onto the far side. Leher throws on the brakes at the top of the circle, has it knocked away. Chance back now for OHA. Bowen had it in the slot, lost the handle. Loose now, Barch blows a tire. Haggard into the attacking end, drops it back. Leher fires wide on the short side. Now another centering pass goes through the goal mouth. Bresnahan in on the defense there. He'll get beaten wide. Centering pass in front of the goal. Unable to pull the trigger on the shot was Muir. 2 minutes to go in this second period. Walgren trying to shove that one down low. It's intercepted. Booth, far side. Banks out to center just out of the reach of Hale. Hale, who has a pair of goals in this second period of play. Barch, he's going to send that down the length, and that will be an icing called here with 104 seconds left in the second period. Well, the parent section for the Star Hockey Academy sitting just to our right. You can feel the mood change from them as every chance has them bouncing up and down. They can feel the difference of momentum in this hockey game as compared to where it was at the start of this second period. Leitner gets that one behind his own goal for Ryder Fortin. Lifted onto the far side, Leitner after it. Leitner into the attacking zone, right circle. He'll turn in the corner. Minute 23 left. Trying to go down low for Walgren. That one's knocked away. Cleared to the line. Held in by Fortin. He'll shove that one back down. Walgren looking behind the goal for Muir. Minute 8 to go in the second. Coming up the near side. Underwood just holds that puck in, or at least I thought he did. But as Walgren touches up, it'll be called on the offside. Neutral zone tie-up win for OHA. Pandachuk back inside of his own blue line. He'll start it up the right wing, gaining the red and flipping it down low. Kirkpatrick behind his net for Star. Nearly turned that puck over in the near circle, but it'll just get away from the interceptor. Now Leher sends it far. Steingard trying to put that puck between his own legs. Pandachuk stops him. Leher's down there as well. Cleared to the line, held in by Booth. Now it's Pandachuk. Banks that one behind his own goal onto the near side for Delege. Delege into neutral territory. Lost it to Leher. He'll try to dump that down the near side. Steingard there as well. Pokes it in past Delege. Leher in the corner. Around behind the cage. Leher, sharp angle shot off the outside of the goal. 12 seconds left. Here's Biro. A long stretch up the far side. And that will miss its intended target of Kane Fitzgerald. That is an icing called here against OHA with 6.8 left. Face-off is going to come to the left of Jonah Gamble. Keki into the face-off. Defensive zone win for Underwood. And Biro able to slap that one out to center, and that will do it for period number 2. A startling second period of play here at the legendary 75-year-old Memorial Arena in Penticton, as the home team, OHA Penticton, was up 4-0 at the start of the second period of play and sees it go up in smoke right in front of them. 2 goals from Jad Hale, plus singles from Steingard and Hughes' goal coming on the power play, and the second from Hale being the tying goal with 5:02 left in the second period of play is the difference right now, as it's a 4-4 tie between the Star Hockey Academy and the Okanagan Hockey Academy after 40 minutes of play in U15 Division II round-robin action. You're watching the CSSHL Western Championship Playoffs live on Flow Hockey. We will chat with you in 12 minutes' time for our third period puck drop. welcome back inside Memorial Arena in Penticton as we get set for our third period puck drop. It is a 4-4 tie between the Okanagan Hockey Academy and the Star Hockey Academy. After OHA went up 4-0 in the opening frame, and Star was able to storm back and score 4 straight of their own to tie it up. Here's Host storming in, he shoots, fought off by the blocker of Veith. Play is gonna roll on here, 16 seconds gone by. Rasmussen trying to get it out of the near side corner, lost it to Wilson. Onto the near side for Steingard, he's able to backhand that one to center ice. Near side Pandachuk, flips it onto the far corner, Verrier's after it. Harder's gonna win that race. Behind his own goal for Wilson around the far side. Keki can't catch up to that one. Weaving through neutral territory is Bowen. Throws it over for Blaine Barch. Onto the near side. Knocked down at center by Hale. He's already got a pair in this hockey game. Hale into the right circle. Drops that puck back. Keki tries to center. That one will go off a stick and wide. Chance back the other way here for OHA. Chen is offside, and as he touches up, we'll get the whistle. Minute 10 gone by in the third. Can we expect another 4 goals in this third period? Only time will tell. Shots were even at 23 apiece through 40 minutes. Shots are 1-0 here in the third period in favor of OHA. Puck thrown out the far side. Leher intercepts. Centering pass, looking for Hale in the slot. That one will be taken aside. Chance back the other way. Here is Bowen. Bowen, right wing. Has Noguchi with him and Chen. Noguchi trying to go behind the goal. That one's going to be intercepted by Leher. Chen trying to steal it right back. Hopping down low to steal away that puck is going to be Kieran Kirkpatrick. Throws that one up the right wing, but Regan Haggard is going to get his stick caught in the boards, and he loses it. OHA looking to set up here. Here's Muir. Skates it onto the far circle. Dumps in behind the goal for Bowen. Bowen back up to the point. Walton threw that on goal. That's not going to count. That's going to be waved off immediately as it was offside at the line. And that is a lucky break for the Star Academy. Leitner trying to jump ahead after that neutral zone faceoff. Couldn't find it, now he does. Here's Leitner. Was taken down, tried to spike that into the slot for Walton, who had joined him. Couldn't get it to go. Now it's going to come out. Park lifts it to center ice. Comes loose onto the near side. Thrown forward by Steingard. Walton back in his own zone. He'll fall down. That will draw the eye of the official. It's going to be Park going to the box. Lost his stick on the play as well. The evidence is sitting right there in the corner. 6-on-5 here for OHA until Star is able to get a stick on it. And as Leher touches up, we'll get the whistle. 3 minutes into this third period, OHA's headed back to the power play. So Park over to the penalty box here. They'll have to send a linesman into the corner to collect his stick. Crucial kill here for the Star Academy. Meanwhile for OHA, this is their biggest power play of the season so far. Here's Pandachuk near point. Let's go the shot. Well wide. And over top of the crossbar. Verrier gets it back up to the point. Pandachuk, right circle, Host. Feeds it onto the far side, fired on goal, blocked on the way through. Good job getting in the lane by Harder. Now it's Pandachuk near side, rings it off the post. beat Veith blocker side, but he hits the post. Now we'll try it again. This time it's falling off by the right shoulder of Veith. Now Verrier trying to fire it down the wall. His dump down will be intercepted. Bounces into the slot. Host had it off the skate. Backhanded towards the goal. Fought off. Rebound. Bounces to the blue paint. Now they shove it back to the front. Played away by Yu. And he will send it the length of the ice. Minute 10 remaining in the penalty to Park. Intercepted by Haggard, but he lost it in his skates. Now that'll be fired down the ice by Kirkpatrick. Gamble out of the net to play. Fired onto the far side by Host. Verrier going wide around Kirkpatrick, centering pass through the blue paint. Now it's Booth. Lost the handle. Chen looking into the slot for Muir. Now it's Host. Another centering pass fired on goal. Saved by Veith. Rebound back the other way comes Haggard. Haggard looking to split the D. He'll get hit up high by Chen. No call. The Star bench cannot believe it. Haggard again down low. He'll get double teamed there. Chance back the other way for OHA. High slot Muir. He holds, he shoots, he scores! Muir regains the lead for OHA with a power play goal. And it's 5-4. The Star Academy cannot believe there wasn't a penalty called inside the blue line. Back on the other side. OHA is able to work it back the other way. And it's a 5-hole shot. .453 the time of the goal. OHA back on top 5-4 in this hockey game. Now the puck will bounce in front. Park off the post. Nearly answered back that quickly. Steingard shoving that one behind the net. Loose onto the far side. Steingard throws that up to the point. Down into the corner. Park up to the high slot. Yu trying to walk his way down Main Street. He'll be stopped up. Loose on the near side. Wilson stops up that pass. Ends up through onto the far side. Biro centers. Scores! It's Kane Fitzgerald. And OHA scoring quick goals in succession. And they're now up by a pair. Fitzgerald able to go for a roof job on the backhand here off a feed from Biro. And OHA scoring a pair of quick ones here. And now the Star Academy is going to call their 30-second timeout as head coach Jack Lombard tries to stop the bleeding. We'll step aside. Two goals in less than a minute's time for OHA, now have them up 6-4. Muir and Fitzgerald are the goal scorers. This game has been absolute insanity. I don't think we're done either. Leher into the middle for Hale. He's already got a pair in this game. Let's go. The shot just misses over the crossbar. Chipped over the crossbar from the far side as well. Little look there from Leher. Now it's a touch pass into the attacking zone as Haggard. His shot kicked up by the left pad of Gamble. Now Kirkpatrick, he'll take a bump on the play. Loose for Bates Walgren. Onto the near side, Bowen. Gets around the check harder. Bowen in on goal, 5-hole scores! What a finish! And it's 7-4. Everything is happening all at once here at Memorial Arena. Christian Bowen, a beauty, gets around the defender, and the little Kucherov no move to slip it 5-hole. And that is going to do it in this one for Henry Veith. He's going to be replaced by Zachary Kolar. Time of that goal, 6:16. That makes it 7-4, and OHA is not done as they gain the attacking zone again. Here's Pratt shoving it down low. Host was after that puck. Goes into the corner. Bresnahan able to lift that one out. Park is after it. Right wing. Able to poke that in on goal. Swept away by the netminder. Near side U trying to go behind the net. Rasmussen far side. Sends that out to center. Bresnahan back in on goal. And Jonah Gamble's going to cover up with nobody in on him. And you can see the OHA teammates are not happy with their goaltender for freezing that puck. They have momentum. They want to keep the play rolling. In case you're just joining us, OHA started this game up 4-0. Star was able to tie it with 4 unanswered in the second period. Now OHA has scored 3 goals in this third period, all in about 2 minutes' time. And now here comes Host looking for more. Host in on goal, and he's going to be poke checked on a good play there by Zachary Kolar. Back the other way. Keki onto the far side. That's fired wide of the goal by Hale. Puck will come out to center ice. Wilson backhands it inside the line. Onto it now is Pratt. Throws it onto the far side for Delege. Delege into the attacking zone. Drag shot. Blocker save Kolar. Loose now for Host. He'll be angled into the wall. Long shot in on goal. Left pad save made by Kolar this time. On that long point shot from the far side by Delege. Wilson trying to clear. Ended up hitting the referee with that one. Now it is Bowen. Puck comes to the line. Pandachuk unable to hold that one into the line, so we will get a whistle for an offside. Muir, Fitzgerald, and Bowen all scoring within 2 minutes of one another. Muir on the power play, and then Fitzgerald and Bowen were both even strength. Bowens was also unassisted at 6:16. 4:53, 5:31, and 6:16 the time of the 3 goals for OHA. Barch around to the far side, half wall for Chen. He'll knock this one loose. Noguchi gets that one ahead. Here is Bowen, left wing, into the middle for Chen. He digs back for Bowen, and that'll be poked away at the last possible second on a great defensive effort by Kirkpatrick. Back of the line again. Barch winds up slap shot over top of the net, glove side. Rebound's going to come out to center ice. Here's Hale on the near side. Tips that one in for Leher. He'll fall down. Chen able to seal that puck back. Now it's Fortin. Lost the handle. Comes back for Barch at his own blue line. His pass across for Fortin. Went off escape, but it still found its intended target. Now Bowen from neutral territory. Starting it from his own blue line. Chips it up the near side. Now Noguchi. Far side, Barch up to the red line. He'll fire that puck in on goal, glove down. Kolar leaving that one behind for Truman Wilson. Cleared to the line, held in by Pratt, fired towards the cage, blocked by Wilson. He'll send it onto the far side, Steingart, touch pass ahead. Here's Leher, has Keki with him. Leher takes the shot, save made, rebounds there. Backhanded well wide of the goal on the near side post. Puck will be tipped back out to center ice. Just about at the halfway mark of our third period of play. A 7-4 lead for OHA. Here is Park, bottom of the circle, centering pass. Keki can't pull the trigger. Keki again, works his way up to the point. Feeds it onto the far side. Kirkpatrick, his shot will be fanned on. Trickles in on goal, knocked down but not covered. Now near side, it's tipped out past Booth. Fitzgerald trying to track that puck down. Kirkpatrick gets back into his own zone first. Forward for Park, he'll poke that over to the open wing. Pratt back to his own zone to play. Onto the near side, Ben DeLege. Forward for Underwood. Quinn Underwood banks that in off the far side high glass. And it'll trickle in on goal where it's covered up for the whistle by Kolar. 9:37 to go in our third period. Well, folks, we've said it a couple times throughout the CSSHL playoffs so far here, specifically at Memorial Arena in Penticton. But it's nothing new for this 75-year-old barn to see a barn burner like this one. Here is Harder behind his own goal for Star. Harder for Wilson. Wilson stretches it up to the far side looking for Haggard. He couldn't handle that hip height saucer pass. So that'll be an icing called here. The faceoff will come back down into the Star Academy end. Offensive zone win for OHA. Here is Fortin. Into the near circle. Walgren tries a shot, blockered aside by Kolar. Now Leitner chips down low for Muir. Puck will bounce off a stick. Here's Walgren, a backhand chance at the bottom of the face-off circle, swallowed up by Kolar. $8:55 to go in regulation time. And now as time begins to become a bit of an enemy, Star needs to find that offensive bug that was so prevalent in the second period for them. Face-off win in the attacking zone, shot on goal, and a left pad save made by Kolar. He'll reach out to cover up the rebound as well after the shot from the high slot from Fortin. Face-off to the left of Zach Kolar this time. Defensive zone win for Leher. Sent over the far side. Keki is able to tip that one down the wall. Fortin back in his own zone. Steingard's in on the forecheck, but they're able to send it out to center. Now Leher back in his own zone, near side Steingard. Touch pass forward. Here is Keki. Inside the line, flips that in on goal. Almost handcuffed the netminder Gamble there, but he's able to handle that one and deflect it wide. Now Walgren working out of that far corner, starting it up the far side wall. Here he comes across center and now into the attacking zone. Walgren, sharp angle bid over top of the net. Loose puck will be carried back out to center ice by Walgren. 8 minutes to go here in period number 3. A 7-4 lead for OHA over Star. Kirkpatrick back in his own zone. Knocked off of that puck. Now it's Haggard. Lets that puck go. Kirkpatrick gets taken down, no call. Pratt forward for Verrier. Verrier trying to get that ahead. There's a chance on goal. They score! And Host will score the 4th unanswered goal for OHA for the second time in this hockey game. It is 8-4. Mac Host going low off the post and in at 12:24 of the third period. And the strangest game that ever was continues to get stranger. It's now an 8-4 lead for the Okanagan Hockey Academy, as we've seen 3 separate occasions where a team has scored 4 unanswered. 4 for OHA in the first, 4 for Star in the second, and another 4 for OHA here in the third. I have followed this sport since I was 5 years old. I started playing when I was 12, and I've been a broadcaster since I was 21, so 5 or 6 years in the business at this point, and I've never seen a game quite like this one. You'll see games with lead exchanges, but you never see teams exchange goals at a rate like this with such large sums of goals in such short amounts of time. Host from Verrier is the latest goal, and OHA was looking for another one there. But that will be a whistle off the cover of Zach Kolar. .7:28 to go in the third period. Face off to the right of Zach Kolar. Verrier wins that draw. Comes into the slot. Here's Host. Fires off the shaft of the stick of the goaltender. Rebound is going to be worked out. Stretched ahead for Hale, but he couldn't find it. Remember, Hale does have a pair of goals in this hockey game. He is on hat trick watch. Here is Host. Worked up the near side. Here comes Verrier. Verrier takes the shot, right pad save made by Kolar. Haggers onto the loose puck. Here he is in neutral territory, tangled up there by Host. Stolen away by Hale, only one to beat. Drag shot fired just wide of the near side post. Hale onto the loose puck, but he overskates it behind the net. Puck onto the near side now. This is Host again. Host fires it over top of the net on the blocker side. Delege, back to his own blue line. Pandachuk onto the right wing. Bowen will lift that into the attacking zone. Wilson around behind his own goal. Fires high off the glass out to center ice. Delege again, dumping that one down the right wing, but he did it from his own side of center. That will be enough for an icing as we get the whistle. As Bresnahan is back to touch up. 6:15 left in our third period of play, an 8-4 lead for OHA. Here comes OHA out of their own zone after a defensive zone faceoff win. Noguchi in on the near side. Works his way up to the half wall. He'll dump that one behind the goal. Chen will hop into the corner to play that one. Knock behind the net for Bowen. Bowen back to the near point for Pandachuk. He'll hold. Tries to dump that one back down the wall. Booth will get there first. Bowen knocks down a clearing attempt. Here's Bowen. Centers for Chen. Couldn't take that one off the shooting hand. Here's Delege again. His long shot to go off a stick, up into the netting and out of play, giving us the whistle. Well, another U15 Division II round-robin matchup is coming up here at Memorial Arena in Penticton, as well as here on Flow Hockey. It'll be a 4:30 puck drop when the Prairie Hockey Academy takes on the Notre Dame Hounds. Again, that's a 4:30 puck drop right here at Memorial Arena. The third round-robin matchup of the day here in this U15 Division II. Barch at the far point, dumps down into the corner. Fitzgerald behind the goal for Biro. Biro dances into the near circle, nice move. Biro takes the shot, kicked up on the right pad, rebounds there, bounces over top of the goal. Now Fitzgerald, the centering pass, blocked by the paddle of Kolar. Puck will be dumped into the far corner from neutral territory by Starr. Haggard intercepts down low. There's a centering pass into the blue paint. Steingart takes the shot, fought off by the paddle of Gamble. Into the final 5 minutes of regulation time. Biro turns that puck over. Here's Park, high slot, lets it go. Pad save made, down in the butterfly by Gamble. Now it's a chance back the other way. Biro, joined by Fitzgerald. 2-on-3 rush. Biro goes around behind the cage, waiting for his teammates to join him. Biro Up to the high slot, lets it go, tipped on the way through, and a save made by Kolar as he covers for the whistle. Shots on goal are now 20-4 here in the third period of play in favor of OHA. 43-27 at this stage of the hockey game. Another offensive zone win for OHA as Wahlgren jumps down low to steal away. Wahlgren around behind the cage, loses the handle on that puck to Leher. Leher lifts that puck out to center, but Keke couldn't find it. Dumped back down low by Pratt. Leher onto the loose puck behind his own goal. Onto the near side, Keke clears to the line. There is Pratt, right circle, tries a shot, blocked on the way through. And that one is going to shake up Roderick Bresnahan. He'll stay in the play. Bresnahan over in the far corner now. There's a hard hit thrown in neutral territory by Hale. Keke into the attacking zone, right wing. Feeds in Leher. Shot up high, fought off by Gamble. Leher again. He's got Keke in front. Leher around to the near side. Feeds it back to point for Hale. Steps into a slap shot. That's blocked in front of the goal. Yor sends it on to the far side. Comes out for Leitner. He got hooked by Keke. No call on the play. Then Keke will throw a shoulder into him as well. Then those two will wrestle each other to the ice. Still no call on the play. 3:20 left in regulation time. Here's Wilson. He'll button hook in neutral territory. Lost the handle on it. Verrier trying to chase that puck down. Hale had it. Couldn't hold on to it for very long. Verrier again into the attacking zone. Dishes that to the left corner. Half wall. Wahlgren. Bounced in back behind the goal as we enter the final 3 minutes of regulation time. There is Host in the corner. Behind the goal for Verrier. Near side is Yu. Yu up to center. He'll dump that puck down low. He'll go after it himself. Puck sent up the far side as OHA looks to gain the attacking zone again. Here is Host on the far side. Knocked down, there's the centering pass, just missing. Host in the blue paint with that pass. Now there's a sharp angle shot, save made, rebound. Host will fire it just over top of the net. Just trying to say it was a good setup there from Grooves Rasmussen on the first chance for Host. Blowing a tire inside of his own blue line was Delege. Now Steingart works to the front of the goal. After Pandachuk blew a tire, OHA is going to be able to work it down the right wing. Here is Rasmussen. Stops up near circle. Tries to feed that one into the slot. He's met by a pair of star players. Into the final 100 seconds of this hockey game. Here's Noguchi. Works that inside the line. He's got Chen with him. Chen takes the shot on goal on the backhand. A kick save made. Puck will come back to the line. It's Barch, his long shot, blocked aside by Kolar. Another puck just comes outside the line. Fortin onto it. Far side is Barch. Now Noguchi, up the left wing. Noguchi down the far wall. Throws on the brakes in the corner. Noguchi trying to spin off a check. He'll leave that one behind. Bowen able to pick up a man on his shoulders. I think it was Keke who ended up going for a ride. Now Noguchi in front of the goal. He's tangled up. There's a penalty on the play. And it's going to be a cross-checking penalty coming up here against OHA, as it's going to be Barch taking the seat. .52 seconds left in our third period of play. Star is 1 for 1 on the power play so far. They'll get one more crack at it. Face-off win for OHA in the defensive zone. It just comes in on goal. Gamble will take his time before he covers up. Offensive zone win for the power play unit. Leher onto the near side. Hale, his shot will be kicked out by the right toe of Gamble. Leher down into the corner. He'll get a return pass. Leher up top. Wilson, a long wrist shot kicked out by the right pad. Now it's Hale in behind the goal. Haggard, far side Leher. Leher takes the shot over top of the net. Hale back to the point. Wilson near side. Hale creeps into the circle, takes the shot, deflected over top of the goal. 12 seconds left in the third period. Leher battling for that loose puck. Muir clears it to the line, knocked down by Wilson. His pass across goes off a skate, and that will do it for this one. It was a wild one. It was a barn burner. And OHA is going to collect an 8-4 win in this round-robin matchup against the Star Hockey Academy. They'll open this game up with 4 unanswered in the first period of play. Star will answer back with 4 unanswered of their own in the second, and then OHA will get another 4 unanswered in the third period. And an 8-4 final for OHA over Star Academy. These two teams are going to be back in action in round-robin play tomorrow back here at Memorial Arena. First at 2 o'clock, OHA will be taking on Rink Hockey Academy Kelowna. That's a 2 o'clock puck drop here at Memorial Arena. And then the 7 o'clock primetime matchup tomorrow night here at Memorial will be between the Star Hockey Academy and St. George's School. One more round-robin contest to go here at Memorial Arena in U15 Division II action at the CSSHL Western Championships this afternoon. Or pardon me, we got a pair of them, I should say. Coming up here, 4:30, Prairie Hockey Academy taking on Notre Dame. Then at 7 o'clock, Rink Kelowna takes on St. George's. Those are the next 2 round-robin matchups here in the U15 Division II Western Championships. Well, that's going to do it for this broadcast here from the legendary Al Formo Gondola at Memorial Arena in Penticton, the home of ice in this beautiful hockey town for 75 years. And we hope you enjoyed this broadcast as OHA picks up a strange one, a crazy one, an 8-4 win over the Star Hockey Academy. One more time for my cameraman, Jason Mooney, and the entire crew working here at the SOEC complex in